there is a specific frequency of silence that is louder than any scream. It is the silence of the phone that does not ring, the silence of a space where a person used to be, the silence of your own mind asking the same question over and over again until it becomes a dull ache in the center of your chest. Why? Why, if this connection is divinely ordained? Why, if the chemistry was undeniable? Why, if you have done the work, prayed the prayers, and healed the wounds? Has the universe seemingly slammed the door in your face? You feel like you are being punished. You feel like a child sent to a cosmic timeout, waiting for a permission slip that never arrives. You are suspended in the void, a holding pattern. But I want you to listen to me very closely. This separation, this agonizing distance, it is not a punishment. It is not an error. And it is certainly not an accident. It is a safety mechanism. Think of a deep sea diver ascending from the crushing darkness of the ocean floor. If they rush to the surface too quickly, the rapid change in pressure will destroy them from the inside out. They must stop at specific depths to acclimatize. To the anxious observer, it looks like they are stuck in the water. But that pause is the only thing keeping them alive. The universe is not ignoring you. It is holding you at a safe depth until your spirit can handle the pressure of the surface. Let us strip away the romanticism for a moment and look at the physics of your situation. We must speak of a concept I call premature convergence. In the realm of deep psychology and high-voltage spiritual connections, the ego is profoundly impatient. The ego wants the happily ever after because it craves safety. It craves the dopamine hit of validation. It wants the story to end so it can finally rest. But the soul plays a much longer game. The soul is not interested in a temporary fix. It is interested in permanent expansion. Think of this connection not as a standard relationship, but as a massive surge of electrical voltage. When you first met, you felt that surge. It was intoxicating. It felt like coming home. But ask yourself honestly, was your nervous system truly wired to handle that amount of electricity 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? For many of you, if you are truly honest, the answer is no. If the universe allowed you to merge permanently in the state you were in when you met, you would not have found peace. You would have burned each other alive. We must analyze the biology of this spiritual collision. When the anxious heart, the one holding the space, meets the unawakened counterpart, the one avoiding the depth, there is a dissonance. The nervous system of the anxious partner is often vibrating with a frequency of need. Need is not love. Need is a demand. Need is gravity turned up too high, crushing the object it tries to attract. On the other side, the avoidant partner pulls away not because they do not love you, but because their internal circuit board is overheating. They are protecting themselves from a love that feels like annihilation. To them, your intensity does not feel like warmth. It feels like a forest fire. If the universe granted your wish right now, if it brought this person back into your life today without the necessary internal renovations, the result would be catastrophic. This is the danger of premature convergence. You would re-enter the cycle of triggering one another. The old wounds would reopen. The silence would be filled with the same arguments, the same insecurities, and the same fears. You would eventually destroy the very connection you are so desperate to save. The universe looked at the trajectory of your union and saw that if it continued as it was, it would result in a cycle of toxicity, codependency, and mutual destruction. So it hit the brakes. This separation is a strategic pause implemented by a benevolent intelligence. It is a quarantine zone designed to prevent a system failure. You feel like you are being punished, but you are actually being protected. The universe is acting like a master electrician. It sees that the voltage of this love is higher than the capacity of your current wiring. It has separated you so that you can upgrade your internal infrastructure. It is giving you the time to build a nervous system that is regulated enough to hold intense intimacy without collapsing into fear. It is giving your counterpart the space to realize that safe love does not equal entrapment. Consider the butterfly. If you cut the chrysalis open too soon because you want to see the beauty of the wings, you kill the creature. The struggle to emerge is what pumps the fluid into the wings, allowing them to expand. Without the struggle, without the weight, there is no flight. You are currently in the chrysalis. The darkness you feel is not a tomb. It is a womb. You are being reformed. You are being asked to exist in the void, to sit with yourself, and to learn how to self-soothe. The universe is not ignoring you. It is simply refusing to let you build a mansion on a foundation of sand. It is waiting for the concrete to dry. It is waiting for you to become so solid in your own identity that the return of this person adds to your life rather than defines it. This pause is not a denial of your desire. It is the preparation for its fulfillment. It is ensuring that when you do come back together, you're not two desperate halves trying to make a whole, but two whole universes coming together to create a new galaxy. Trust the timing. Trust the silence. The pause is the only way to ensure that you survive the arrival. Now, we must radically shift the perspective of your experience. We need to move you from the position of the wounded child waiting for a parent to return to the position of the sovereign adult commanding their own energy. Most people treat this time of separation as a prison sentence. They wake up every day and mentally pace the cell. They scratch tally marks on the wall of their mind, counting the days of silence. They check social media like a prisoner looking through the bars, desperate for a glimpse of freedom. This is what we call victim consciousness. As long as you reside in this frequency, the door remains locked. The universe does not open doors for victims. It opens doors for masters. I want you to close your eyes and reimagine this space entirely. You are not in a dungeon. You are not in a cosmic timeout. You are in a VIP waiting room. In the architecture of the divine, there is a concept known as the liminal space. This is the sacred threshold between the no longer and the not yet. In the physical world, when you are a VIP in a high-end airport lounge, you do not chase the pilot. You do not bang on the cockpit door, asking when the plane will leave. You sit back, you drink the tea, you read your book, you trust that the flight is scheduled, and you use the time to rest. You understand that your presence is required for the plane to take off, so you do not panic. You simply prepare. This is the energy you must embody. in this space, you're being renovated. You're not waiting for them to come back to save you. You're waiting for you to come online. The universe is asking you a very specific, difficult question. It is asking, can you stand in your own power without leaning on another? Can you be the source of your own safety? Can you be the architect of your own joy? If the answer is no, if you still require their validation to feel whole, then the reunion would only result in a collapse. You would lean on them until they broke. This brings us to the physics of your connection, specifically the concept of energetic gravity. Relationships of this magnitude are governed by laws similar to astrophysics. To hold a connection of this intensity, you must have mass. You must have spiritual weight. If you are light, flighty, anxious, and constantly projecting your happiness onto them, you lack the gravity to hold the union in orbit. You are acting like a satellite, desperately trying to crash into a planet. But when you shift your paradigm, you become the sun. The pause is your time to build this mass. It is your time to become so solid, so rooted in your own worth that you no longer chase. You simply exist. And in physics, things that have high mass and simply exist attract. This is the great paradox of the spiritual path. As long as you are running after them, you are occupying the space they need to walk into. You are creating a repulsive force. The moment you stop, the moment you sit down in your VIP chair and turn your focus inward, you create a vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum. When you withdraw your energy from their field and pour it back into your own, they feel it. They feel the sudden absence of your pressure. They feel the space open up. And often, that is the exact moment they begin to move toward you. You must stop acting like a private investigator of your own life. You must stop auditing their silence. Every time you check their status, you are leaking your power. You are telling the universe that they are the prize and you are the beggar. Flip the script. You are the prize. You are the one doing the deep internal work. You are the one facing the shadows. You are the one expanding your capacity for love. That makes you the VIP. The universe has cleared the room so you can focus. It has removed the distraction of their physical presence so you can find the eternal presence within yourself. Do not waste this time waiting. Waiting is passive. Waiting is draining.
Waiting implies that your life is on hold until someone else hits the play button. Instead of waiting, start preparing. Build the foundation. Decorate your internal home. Make your life so rich, so beautiful, and so full of purpose that if they were to walk through the door tomorrow, they would be entering a sanctuary, not a rescue mission. This is how you shift from a victim of circumstance to a master of destiny. You do not wait for the union. You become the union. And once you are whole within yourself, the external world has no choice but to mirror that wholeness back to you.
We have spoken about the philosophy of the pause and the psychology of the separation. Now, we must move from the abstract to the concrete. We must speak about the practice. How do you actually stop waiting and start building? How do you signal to the universe that the foundation is dry and the bridge is ready to be walked upon? There are specific internal renovations that must be completed before the play button can be pressed on this connection. If you skip these steps, the pause continues. The universe is not watching the clock. It is watching your frequency. It is waiting for you to complete the audit of your own soul. The first renovation is the most difficult because it requires immediate behavioral change. You must neutralize the obsession. You must stop acting like a private investigator of your own life. For many of you, your day is structured around the absence of this person. You check their social media status. You analyze their playlists for hidden messages. You ask friends for updates. You consult psychics for timelines. I say this with deep compassion, but this is all energy leaking out of your vessel. Every time you focus on their silence, you validate the lack. You are telling the universe that they are the source of your reality, and you are merely a satellite orbiting their decisions. You must call your energy back. Imagine that there is a cord of light connecting your solar plexus to theirs. Right now, all of your light is flowing toward them, overwhelming them, pushing them further away. You must visualize yourself pulling that energy back, hand over hand, until it resides firmly within your own body. You must become a mystery to them by becoming fully present with yourself. When you stop watching them, you become visible to yourself. The moment you stop chasing their energy, they will feel a sudden shift in the atmosphere. The pressure is gone, and in that space, curiosity can finally return. The second renovation is about safety. You must become the safe harbor. We must understand the nervous system of the unawakened counterpart. They are often terrified of emotional turbulence. They associate love with entrapment, demand, and chaos. If your internal state is a hurricane of anxiety, they cannot dock their ship. They will stay out at sea, braving the storm alone, rather than risk being crushed against your rocks. You must master your own nervous system. This means when the fear of abandonment rises, you do not react. You do not send the frantic text message. You do not spiral into despair. You observe the sensation. You soothe the child within you. You must become a space of such profound calmness that their soul feels the safety of your energy from miles away. Safety is the new aphrodisiac. In a chaotic world, the most attractive quality is peace. If you can hold your center when they pull away, if you can remain stable when they are erratic, you prove to their soul that you are not another source of pain. You prove that you are the sanctuary. This does not mean you accept bad behavior. It means you do not let their behavior dictate your emotional state. You remain the ocean, deep and unshakable, regardless of the weather on the surface. The third renovation is the most profound. You must integrate the shadow. This is the concept that Carl Jung brought to the world, and it is the key to unlocking this connection. What is the specific quality in them that triggers you the most? Is it their selfishness? Is it their coldness? Is it their absolute freedom to do as they please? We often despise in others what we have denied in ourselves. The universe is using them to mirror the parts of you that you have rejected. If they are selfish, perhaps you are selfless to a fault. Perhaps you are abandoning yourself to please others. If they are cold, perhaps you are overheating emotionally, lacking boundaries. Instead of trying to fix them, you must reclaim that power for yourself. Be a little more selfish. Prioritize your own joy without apology. Set colder, firmer boundaries. When you integrate these shadow aspects, you become whole. And when you are whole, the mirror no longer needs to reflect the lack. The dynamic shifts because you have shifted. You are no longer asking them to complete you. You are inviting them to meet you. These are not passive waits. These are active constructions. Every time you self-soothe, every time you choose your purpose over their potential, you are laying a brick in the foundation of the bridge. You are telling the universe that you are ready. You are demonstrating that you can hold the weight of this union. Do not rush the renovation. Build it to last. When the internal work is done, the external reality will have no choice but to align. The signs that the pause is ending will not be found in a text message. They will be found in your own body. You will know the wait is over when you no longer feel like you are waiting, when the silence no longer scares you, when you wake up in the morning and your first thought is of your own purpose, not their absence. The universe did not hit the brakes to hurt you. It hit the brakes to save you from a crash. It is giving you the time to become the version of yourself that can hold the love you are asking for. Do not rush the sunrise. Do not force the bloom. Trust the architect. Your foundation is curing, and when it is ready, nothing will be able to shake what you are about to build. What you seek is seeking you. Rumi, if this perspective shifted something in your foundation today, share your realization in the comments. I read them all. Walk in peace.